Yo, what's up everybody? Thank you all for tuning in again. My name's Tyler, watching another game here between the Viper and Dogao. This time as Chinese, they're playing random civs, I would assume. The Viper's going to be here in yellow, Dogao here in blue. And just to remind you, the beginning of a Chinese game, you're going to have 6 villagers, no food to work with, and you can see Dogao here executing what I think is probably the best strategy, which is putting 5 on berries right away, scouting with his scout to find a sheep, and once you find those sheep, building a house with 1 villager. Those 5 villagers are going to come in, they're going to drop their 10 food worth of berries each, allowing Dogao to create the next villager, and he's off to the races. So just a quick reminder of how a Chinese game often starts. To look at the maps here, we can see that once again we're on Arabia. We can see Dogao's map here looks a little interesting, maybe a wall off across here, secondary stone to the side, primary stone in the front, possibly an ability to wall that off as well. His primary gold here is in a really bad spot. It's downhill, it's hard to defend. He can probably wall this, but it's way in the front of his base, so a little bit annoying there. He may also be able to wall here and take his secondary gold if he gets under pressure at that primary gold spot. Dogao's berries are on the back, and that's quite alright. Meanwhile, the Viper here in yellow, berries to the side, stone on the front, gold on the front, but not terribly far forward. His secondary gold also on the front. A little bit of a big front side for Viper, a little bit hard to wall this, maybe across here, maybe here. He would also need to wall up the back entrance, or maybe actually across here would be better. But overall, not a terrible map for Viper. A little bit less wallable than Dogao, but a little bit easier to defend without walls. So we can watch these guys go through the Dark Age. We'll look at the wood. We can see Viper has 3 on wood. We wouldn't expect a drush from him there. Dogao here with 4 on wood. Maybe we'll see a drush from him. That strategy seems to make sense to me, since he's going to have to defend this downhill area, and his resources are not in the best spot. If he can drush, maybe he can get his walls up before Viper gets any pressure on him. We can hear that Dogao is now scouting Viper. Viper's scouting Dogao. Dog has found Viper's wood. He's found his berries. He's found his front gold. And he's got a pretty good look at his opponent's map. We'll be watching most of this game from Dogao's point of view. He's a very good player. Again, this is the second game out of a best of 4 that these guys played. Viper had been on 14 days of not playing Age of Empires, at least not under the name The Viper. So he seemed a little rusty, but he's still an amazing player. He was able to really put up a great fight. For those of you who haven't checked out Game 1, give that video a click when you're done with this one. You can see Dogao here scouting out Viper's back entrance. Viper probably will wall that off at some point. Seems like an easy place for him to get in. Dogao is here, is up on 24. Viper up on 22. Dogao's up on 24 because... no, he doesn't have a drush coming. I'm sorry. He has Loom, while the Viper has... probably not got... no, the Viper has Loom as well. Okay, both players loomed. The Viper now up to feudal. Dogao's going to be a little bit behind. Viper here with his barracks up, going directly to archery range. That's an interesting move. I think we'll probably see a stable. Yep, stable here from Dogao with 2 villagers. He's got his barracks up. He's got a spearman ready, assuming that Viper is going to come forward with scouts, but it doesn't look like he is. It looks like he's going to go archers first. And he's going to do it out of 2 ranges, and judging by the number of villagers here on gold, maybe we'll expect to see archers from the Viper. If we go to the Viper's view, we can see archers starting to come out there, and more villagers moving over to gold. Meanwhile, Dogao walling off this front part to protect that big front gold patch. Seems like a very smart move. He's got a few scouts out on the field of play, and he's putting an archery range up now. Those 3 scouts might just get this villager for free. They do. So Dogao, again, just like in the first game, getting in a little early and getting one of Viper's villagers. Here he is with 4 scouts. They're going to be chased off by that spear, or no, they're going to engage that spear, take him out, and start chasing these archers around. and just a little bit of poking and prodding, Dogao can see that Viper's going to wall up this front side. Meanwhile, we keep hearing noises here because Dogao is fighting a wolf. 4 scouts here. Viper's starting to mass up some archers. Those archers are going to be well protected by a spear or 2. Actually, looks like they might go forward without any spears. But Dogao is here in the back again, not terribly well guarded by Viper. The problem is he's not going to get a villager, and he's going to lose all 4 of his scouts. And I think I know what FK stands for from Dogao there. That's a really unfortunate turn of events for him. He got into Viper's woodline, but he lost everything without getting a single villager. So that is a bummer. Meanwhile, we can see that Dogao is trying to get this walled across, but he's not going to. Viper's going to get in there, take that villager out. This spear is not going to do anything to those archers. He's going to die as well. And we're going to see skirmishers here defend this side, but not until Viper gets maybe another villager. Nope, he does not get another villager there. We can see Dogao starting to wall up across the front. The Viper can see that this is still open. Dogao hasn't scouted it yet, but I'm sure he knows that a little wall off there will protect that side properly. Meanwhile, Dogao, we can see starting to build some archers of his own while he takes out all of Viper's archers. So Viper getting in here, delaying this wall off, getting a villager, and getting some pressure on, but not delivering a knockout blow by any means. Meanwhile, Viper with a second patch of archers on the front. They're actually going to leave that villager maybe for this spear to try to finish off, and they're going to move forward and try to get some harassment. The problem is they're going to be met here by skirmishers. Viper with a couple of archers on the front just being annoying. Interesting decision from Viper to split those archers up. Oh, and here comes that spear. No, he's not. Is he going to get this villager? What's he going to do? No, he won't get the villager. Okay, so that little guy surviving on 2 health for Dogao. And all in all, a pretty even game. I think Viper's +1 villager at this point. Dogao now coming forward with skirmishers and archers of his own. He's going to be met by Viper's archers. We're also going to see a watchtower here to protect this front gold from Viper, which makes sense. This secondary gold being used as part of the wall. Presumably he's going to want to mine that as well. And we can see Dogao here starting to build a pretty nice house wall off across the entire front of his base. He's also blocked the whole side. This is still open. I'm not sure why. He just hasn't gotten around to doing it yet. Meanwhile, Dogao is up to castle. The Viper still in feudal age. The Viper with a bit of a score lead, but it's only 7 or 8 points. Not very much at the moment. Viper getting a wall off across here. We can see a couple of corpses. There's been a little bit of fighting there. Viper finally blocking off this back side, and it looks like Dogao is not going to have an easy way in unless he maybe takes out one of these palisades, or that palisade right there. Looks like he'll focus that down. Meanwhile, coming forward with a villager of his own. Viper's archers walking right past it. The Viper's a little rusty. Give him a break. He needs to practice a little, just like the rest of us. And I'm sure we'll see him in top form in just a few days. Viper with an interesting, like, double wall off here. Kind of cool. Going up with a stable now. Has this blacksmith up. These archers are 4+1, +1 armor. Meanwhile, Dogao is +2 damage, but no additional armor. He's coming forward with a siege workshop, pushing his advantage. The fact that he's in castle. Viper is going to beat him soon. He's put a stone wall up across here, but he is feeling the pressure. You can see that he's really pushed into his own base at the moment. Dogao coming with knights, take out any skirmishers, take out these feudal archers if he can get them in time. But it doesn't look like he will. I think Viper will be up to crossbow. There he is just now. And we can see Dogao keeping the pressure on. He's got a mangonel coming forward. Always a tough choice to make if you want to go mangonel or ram. In this case, he's coming forward with the mangonel. This villager will keep it healed while it takes out that guard tower. Unless, looks like Dogao is going to kill that villager. This guard tower, nonetheless, should go down here in just a moment. Nope, Viper's going to repair it. And look at Dogao here. Pretty formidable looking army. Looks like 6 or 8 knights, many crossbowmen, and a bunch of skirmishers. And it looks like Viper here is in a lot of trouble. That little army looks like it's going to get eaten up. But Viper is walled off across the front. He's now up to castle, and we'll see if he can do something with the knights that he's making. We can see Viper here still trying to take out all these archers, pushing them into the corner. Those archers are going to get quite a few of these knights, though, before they all go down. We can see these knights are +2 armor at the moment. Viper getting armor before getting damage. Dogao getting armor before damage, which makes sense against archers. We can see here that he's going to harass Viper's front gold, push him into that guard tower. Lots of knights here from Viper, but this army should be able to clean them up, one would think. Dogao coming with more knights, keeping the pressure on. I don't see any mangonels on the front right now, but he's got one in the siege workshop waiting, and it looks like he's going to keep the pressure on the Viper. You can see Dogao with a 200-point score lead. He's really got a nice wall off across the front, not complete wall off, but very close. He's also walled off this entire side. He's mining gold very happily. If we look at town centers, Dogao is on 2 TCs. Viper is on 1. Viper needs to focus on getting some military out on the field so that he can fight back this offensive from Dogao. But look at these knights all of a sudden. +2 armor. Vipers are +2 and +1 attack. But this is a huge group of knights from Dogao, and they're going to keep the pressure on, taking away Viper's gold at the moment, taking out quite a few knights, harassing those villagers, keeping them in the town center. Meanwhile, this mangonel on the front is going to keep harassing. Viper now is going to come in and take a few archers out, maybe take down this siege workshop, while Dogao keeps the pressure up on the front. Dogao's knights diverted here to try to take out Viper. Viper's going to retreat away and head back into his base, but he just doesn't have the numbers. The Viper just doesn't seem to have the numbers this game. He has plenty of score, but I just don't see where the military is for him right now. It seems like the pressure's really on him. We can see Dogao here keeping that pressure on. He's going to get the knights there on the front and probably many of these crossbowmen. Viper here taking just a little bit of gold, but still very harassed. He doesn't have a secondary gold to take, and Viper gives the GG. So Dogao in that case having what I think was the worst map, but being very aggressive, keeping Viper on his back foot, and getting a villager early in the feudal age, and eventually getting the win. So thank you all again for tuning in. Check out Game 1 if you haven't seen it. These guys did play a best of 4. I chose to show 2 of the games that I thought were the closest and most interesting. Hope you enjoyed this. Please give me a comment or subscribe, and thanks for tuning in.